I finally now have the opening that I needed and the validation of what I have been trying to say about my own case this whole time. Let me just put my headphones on. I know it's not going to make much difference, but I think it brings my speaker to my phone. So basically, what I've been saying ever since my children were taken is I was never given a criminal prosecution or charges brought against me for any form of child abuse. And even though they did the psychological report, they never, ever, ever brought in medical. Even though the psychological report stated at the beginning that all of the stuff was more medical related and needed a medical person. I was failed this the whole way through. The genetics was never brought in, the EDS specialists were never brought in. Had that had happened, we would have been given an immediate pardon and apology. And I know this because, as you know, I've even won 27 cannabis plants back in 2004, and that was with Professor Bird. So that was crushed by him immediately under pain management and approved by sort of the whole system. The irony is even when Aaron and Faith were taken, that would have been the only thing they would have actually have had on me, and it was the only thing they weren't even allowed to use against me because it was a High Court decision. So at the end of the day, I've literally today been on and off to a conference all day about pediatrics and EDS. So that's Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So for people who don't understand, someone like me has never ever made it into my life that I need because I have never had the proper medical support or family support or even just people around, because we burn out so damn quickly, we become drama to people, and unless you actually understand Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and it's so difficult because if I dance, then I can't have such a debilitating condition, and if I don't dance, then I have such a debilitating condition. My dancing is what keeps me free. My dancing is what keeps me in a moment where I can be free of some form of level of pain. But at the end of the day, in normal terms of life, in just normal things, we have enough challenges. Go on then. And Shiloh's starting the ball rolling. Here we go. The ball is now rolling. So literally, I'm going to be speaking to the QC that was on there today, starting to understand now how I'm going to be putting this paperwork together. As they've said, they need a mass amount of money to bring all this together, to do what I've been trying to do this whole time, and that's show all the different strains of all the multi-agency and how it's causing disinformation, it's causing persecution, it's causing conspiracies, because it's causing for people to sit down, such as judges, CPS, which are not failing to come into this because the majority of people, they're using mental health. Even with mental health, there should still be some form of analysis. They should understand exactly how it affects you. You cannot textbook take away people's children. Judges are not qualified in medical. Judges are not qualified in mental health. They are only qualified in the law. And the law has been abusing families for so damn long now. People have been disabled for years. Even today on the conference, our comments got disabled. The moment I put up there that we were bringing a class action together, comments all got switched off. They say this was to do with other reasons. Bollocks. I have been pushing the EDS Society for 8 years since my children were taken, and been completely and utterly ignored, including the woman who came on as an advocate today, because all these people do when you ring is they just ring social care and they make a further against that you've contacted them. We as human beings have not had control of our own lives for a very, very long time. I have EDS, it has me, and sometimes I dance. My children also have the same condition. It is a DNA mutation in our DNA. It does cause significant pain and injuries. It doesn't make us child abusers. That doesn't mean that somebody with EDS wouldn't be a child abuser, because it can be stressful. People can flip. It's not, you know, but I will tell you from an EDS point of view, you spend so much time, it's like Dean trying to say I'm unfaithful. I struggle as it is to have a sexual relationship with one person trying to understand my condition and how not to injure me. EDS has so many facets to it, but these courts of abusing many families that have either wanted some form of help because of the system structures. Had they had just been working, living their lives, they probably wouldn't have needed it. But at some form, everybody needs some form of help. Sorry, darling? Oh, I know, it's horrendous, isn't it? But this is the doors that people come through. I've gone for a walk tonight and I've now finally found out what's going on at the church near me. It's a vaccination centre. And then I come down the road and I see some lad being wheeled out, taken out with no shoes on by the police. Whatever his crime may be, he should have been allowed to have put his shoes on coming outside, being that we have COVID according to this. So he should be able to put his shoes on. They clearly didn't give a damn in the way that they were arresting him. Yes, they've got masks on. But, you know, I don't see people in fear of COVID, apart from the people being feared by the media. Yes, darling. So, anyway, these old times have got to go because there's so many other things that come in it. You can't label people in the way that you have. So at the end of the day, there is a massive call now for all Ehlers-Danlos syndrome families to please come forward. Doesn't matter if you feel embarrassed or shamed that you've ever been accused of something that you haven't done. Most of us have, and we've had to come forward because without coming forward, we would have never ever got into this situation now where we have this QC. But it's going to take money, as he says, to be able to prove the amount this is happening. So I need to only focus on this now. I cannot be pulled back. I cannot be distracted. Please remember, guys, that means that you haven't got many people pushing for human trafficking, child trafficking. I have to come in and focus on the EDS side. Yes, all this side matters because at the end of the day, Aaron and Faith have been trafficked. That is what has happened. It is kidnap, blatant kidnap, unlawful, unnecessary, medical abuse and continued abuse. So as I walk up here, I'll probably switch off in a minute, guys. I'm just going to walk up, go to the Guildhall where I go. Obviously, it's the 10th today, so I wanted to be over here again for the 10th. For all of the stolen children of the UK. For whatever reason you have had children taken by social care, even interventions by your own family, or even the father or mother of the children that have alienated you. Today is a day that somebody said that they would stand every 10th and they haven't done so. So I like to come out here and do my walk to say for my children, because there is nobody in the world that stands for Aaron and Faith. Stolen children of the UK. I don't know, darling. You have to find out up here. You want to go and see the pictures around here? Okay. Shiloh, Elijah just wants to go and see the murals around here. So I think for me, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to get back to more and more normality in my life. By having certain days where you still do things. It's all right, don't worry about it, it'll dry in the buggy. Gives me a way of knowing that I'm still going, I'm still moving forward, I'm still getting this done. But to actually sit and listen to the conference today and listen to so many other families, be it America, UK, around the world, that are having these problems, and they are only just now talking about it. 8 years later, after I've been banging their door down, they're only now just starting to get it. And that's probably because a lot of the child trafficking and paedophilia was brought into this, when I probably just should have stayed directly as EDS Asperger's. But you